Hi guys, and welcome back to another Minecraft video. So, a lot of you guys have been asking me about the actual map for what I've been using for the Dakr Ages and for Dakr, and this is the map that I was kind of working off, this kind of rough map. There's still loads of work I need to do on it, but because you guys keep on asking, I will give you the actual blank map that I've been working on, as otherwise what I have to do is, because I've been doing a lot of terraforming kind of with, for example, world edit actually inside it instead of using this. It's kind of difficult. I'd have to then strip off all of the actual buildings and then give it to you guys again. So what I'll do is I'll give you this base and you guys can actually just work through it. If you're wondering just how big this is, it's 5,000 by 5,000 blocks. To give you guys an actual perspective of how big that is, I'll show you the actual area I've been using for Dakr, which is right over here, if you can see this. There we go. So this is actually the area we've been using for Dakr. The actual town is actually on this part here, and then we've actually got the keep up here. So it's a pretty massive map. There hasn't been too many kind of... I haven't really done too much with biomes or anything like that. There actually isn't any sand at all. It's not a... it's definitely not at all a kind of survival map. You just won't be able to do it. But there's a couple of areas I'll just talk to you guys quickly. So this is for kind of reference. A lot of people keep on saying, why don't you build a lighthouse in Dakr on this kind of place here? Well, it's in a lake, and it wouldn't really make any sense at all. So you can actually see that now that we've got the kind of city here, or the town here, and then the actual keep here. So it is on this lake, and there's a kind of crazy riverways which go all the way through it. My actual Christmas special, that's what this island right up here in the kind of top corner. I actually built this map. Well, I actually started this map just for that little bit, just to actually get it done, and I decided just to kind of expand the entire map, really, and kind of get these things done. The rivers and things aren't perfect at all. It is one of my first kind of attempts, in a way, just to get a quick map done, just so I could start the kind of series and then edit it later. But yeah, so you've kind of got this place here. There's a couple of interesting places. What I'll do is I'll set the spawn, actually, and I can actually set that now because I'm going to be rendering after this. I'll actually set the spawn down to Dakr. I actually might zoom in a bit. Oh, or is it starting to lag? There we go. Okay. So if I actually just find... fly over here. There we go. So what I'll do is I'll set the spawn literally right to there so you guys know where you are in relation to everything. I'll put up a picture as well that you guys can download of the entire map so you can kind of figure it out where you are. But I'll just talk about the actual Dakr Ages as well quickly, and what I was kind of going to be planning. So I was planning on having like a northern villages and Nordic style things kind of on most of these kind of hills up here, possibly having a big dwarven place maybe up there. I'm planning on having a small dwarven settlement somewhere in here, which is trading with Dakr, and then they'll actually take everything down. They've got this really cool lake. That actual area looks pretty cool. But I'm still working on it again. I'll be working on that on my own version of the map. And then, of course, you've got this river, which is the main riverway. I'm probably going to be editing this. This is where I'm going to actually have the castle and the main actual kind of capital. The actual capital city is going to be mainly on here. Having this is the kind of keep. And that area is massive. It is pretty much the size of Dakr, so I'm going to have a massive keep. I'm thinking of actually opening up this waterway as well and cutting back this, but then having all the kind of towns and stuff and parts of the city around here. But I'm not too sure yet. But that's going to be the kind of the human kingdom in a way. Is over here with a kind of small dwarven settlement inside one of the mountains, possibly. I'm not really too sure what to put in here. I have been messing around kind of on the map that I've got from kind of the Dakr Ages just to make some sort of elven part here, possibly, but I might just have all of the elven stuff in this kind of middle section, and possibly just raise all these bits up and do the kind of waterfalls going into this lake. I think that might look a lot cooler, so I'll probably end up doing that and terraforming as I go, but I won't be able to release another version of the map, unfortunately. This bit at the minute, it looks really crap. It's just kind of a bit terrible, so I don't know if you guys want to just get rid of it or just leave it. Not really too sure what to put up on these bits except for the northern stuff. We'll probably put in as well some sort of dwarven settlement. I'm thinking dwarven big settlement kind of city here, expanding this mountain a bit and actually having a kind of dwarven settlement outside of the mountain as well. and just mainly having the keep inside the mountain. That might be quite interesting, but I'm not too sure. I think this is the highest peak at the minute. Yeah, it's on 240 odd kind of height-wise. And then also in here, this is quite an interesting place. This is an obsidian kind of area, which is really dark. And this was where I was going to eventually get around to doing some orcish stuff, and we've got a volcano there. But again, it's kind of like a work in progress type area, and I'll end up probably changing most of it by the time I actually get around to doing that. We've also got some other areas as well, so we can do kind of a lot of different styles with this map, and that's kind of what I want to do. I kind of want to make a proper fantasy map where it just kind of touches on each style, just kind of slightly to get you guys a lot of the tutorials to get an idea of how to go about starting those kind of things like the Elvish and Dwarven, kind of Nordic humans and just normal humans and Orcish and yeah, pretty much everything. Those kind of standard kind of designs. Yeah, this is just a small mountain range, which you can see is really basic. It needs a lot of work going around it, and we've got a kind of swampy area as well. This rock actually looks pretty cool, I think. I'll see if I can get the 3D view up for you guys. So let's have a look at this. So, yeah, this is actually the capital area where I was talking about. We've got this kind of really rocky area here where we would have the actual keep and the major castle. We've got these kind of stone rocky areas as well, which are quite interesting. And there's a couple of these actually around, and I'll probably add a few more. But if we actually, as you can see here, this is like a mistake that I made, which I didn't realize actually happened. Because I was trying to figure out the way to kind of get the rivers to look good on the map, and I was only looking at the map. I wasn't looking at actually what it was doing. So it's kind of a rookie mistake on these parts here, so I'm going to have to do some kind of world editing to do that. And get that out here. And also need to widen some of the rivers. But this is actually where we've got Dakr, what it actually looks like so far. I wonder if I can actually get this bigger for you guys. There we go. So I might be able to just do this full screen. It might be easier. There we go. That looks a lot better. So this is actually the area. Oh, if I can go back. So this is actually the area we actually have for Dakr. And I have no idea why it's throwing me into these random places. There we go. So there is Dakr once again. So we've got the keep on this kind of hill here, and this is the main hill for the actual place. And you can see the mountain. That's the one that kind of looks really nice, and that's the one I actually spent time on. But it's still got a couple of errors and things like that, which I've actually gone in by hand and taken out for it. But we've got this kind of lake up here where I was going to have the dwarven stuff, and that's pretty much it. It's quite a basic map at the minute, and you can see, yeah, these mountain ranges, I just haven't been able to work on it, but I'll still release this map as it is now, and you guys can kind of edit around and kind of play with it, I guess, because you have been asking a lot. I just haven't had the time really to go back in onto this base map and try and fix it. Otherwise, what I'd have to do is then copy over the other stuff, which I might do at a later time. I might actually, when I get better at World Painter, is actually kind of come in and edit everything. But let's have a quick look as well at the actual volcano area. It's quite interesting. It's pretty much a copy of Mordor, but not quite. So if we just kind of rotate the map here and get a lot of lag. So there we go. So you've got just, if it does start to load, there we go. So it's pretty hard to see, and I'm sure it'll be even more difficult, but we have got this massive mountain kind of volcano here, which you'll have to cut through to actually get the lava to flow. And it's also got this kind of black gate area, but it's basically a load of hills and stuff like that. But that's pretty much it for this actual kind of map release. It's very basic, but because you guys have been asking, I'll kind of upload it for you guys so that you can actually have a play with it and kind of just see what you can come up with yourselves as well, and just try and kind of expand your own ideas and just use it as a base, just to try to practice. It's not a proper map, so bear with me with that, but hopefully you guys enjoy it. There'll be a download link in the description as well for the time this goes out, and as well as like a link to an actual picture for this map so you can actually have a look at what's actually going on. So yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.